Afternoon, guys. Wanted to offer a couple thoughts and encouragements about reasoning with unreasonable people. People can be pretty unreasonable. I feel you. I'm reminded of when I was in college. I worked at a pizza place. The owner was an old holiness Pentecostal woman named Jo. This was small town Oklahoma, and Jo was plenty religious. So she had these gospel tracts in the break room. They were very cool. They were like miniature comic books. They would address some objection to Christianity. It's funny because within the 6 or 7 pages of the tract, the hero of the story would correct the unbeliever's error using airtight and a little simplistic logic. The unbeliever would immediately repent in sackcloth and ashes, and everything is right in the world. Well, in real life, things don't always go that smoothly. Logic is not a silver bullet. Rather, it's the primary tool that God has given us to sort things out, right from wrong, fact from fiction, truth from error. This works well because when our faculties are working correctly, we can see truth, not unlike I can see that the sky is overcast and the grass is green. Yeah, the houses are little pink houses. There is something almost compelling about logic. So why doesn't everybody see it? So here Jake says that using reason and logic is almost like using your eyeballs. You can just see it. Well, the reason not everybody does see it, I chalk up to these 3 things. I'm sure there's other reasons, but these 3 things I can offer for right now. The first one is, maybe they do see it, but from a different angle. You've heard the famous parable of the blind men and the elephant. I think I've used that illustration even in these videos. All the blind men thought that they had a corner on the truth, but really, they only had a handle, quite literally, on their very small piece of the overall picture. This makes me humble. I can have a lot of confidence in what I see, but I want to validate the perspectives of others. They might see something that I don't. The second reason I'll offer is maybe they're just flat refusing to look. We're a stiff-necked people, super stubborn. I'm reading the Game of Thrones books by George R.R. Martin. Really good stuff. My favorite character is a guy named Tyrion. Little quick-witted imp of a man. As I get rained on. He had a great quote in the book. He said, "Most people would rather deny a hard truth than face it. The Bible describes this as suppressing the truth and unrighteousness. So, maybe they're just refusing to look. The third reason I'll offer is it could be that they have a blind spot. Ever try to proofread your own email? It amazes me every time I look at some of the book reviews that I did a few years ago. When I posted them, I was sure they were perfect. But now that I'm looking at them with fresh eyes, I can see all these typos. It's pretty embarrassing. But it goes to show that we have blind spots. Some of these blind spots are like that, where they're natural and innocent enough. But the Bible also tells us that Satan deceives us. He's blinded their minds. In my opinion, Satan does this mostly in the realm of ideas. But if that's not bad enough, the Bible also says that God blinds people's eyes. God himself might be blinding these hard-headed people, giving them over to their hardened hearts. Does this mean that we should throw our hands up and give up? Well, did Paul? Paul did not. He magnified his ministry, if you read Romans chapter 11, so that he could provoke some of the Jews to jealousy and win some. These are the very people that God hardened. And get this, God said this is the means, Paul's provoking them to jealousy, this is the means through which he's going to save all Israel. It's pretty mind-boggling. So what this means is, don't be discouraged. All of this is part of the process. If we are faithful to plant and water, we can count on God to give the increase.